This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
This episode is sponsored by...
Shouldn't having conversations with your money be easy? Like easier than pronouncing Worcestershire? Nope, Worcester. Worcestershire. Yeah, there's no way anyone gets that on the first try. F&M Trust is here to help you have better conversations with your money. Go bank it easy at fmtrust.bank.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 132 of Beers in the Lot. All right, so before we crack the beers, this is your weekly reminder to check out beersinthelot.com, where you can find all the info you might need about the podcast, including our Discord server at beersinthelot.com/Discord and our merchandise store at beersinthelot.com/shop. So in this episode, me and the guys talked about the Caps and Canes Stadium Series game. We talked about the Caps and the Penguins and how crazy the East standings are right now. And we talked about the 28-goal shootout we had in our Sunday Night League. So here we go. Let's crack the beers. What'd you crack over there, Dave?
Oh, it smells so good.
It looks good.
I have
Good looking
a
pour.
OJ by Lone Pine out of Portland, Maine. This is not the orange OJ that I'm used to drinking. It is a green OJ, which is a double dry hopped Citra.
Citra. Yes.
I got all the smells tonight. What do you have over there, Johnny?
I have from Attaboy. I have Boss of the World. So
I almost did a spit take.
yeah, I was prepping you guys before.
I'm an island boy.
Yeah, island boy. So I'm having Boss of the World. Yeah. Those are, for anybody that doesn't know, the Island Boys are Jimmy Buffett's street toughs. Heads up. But anyway, Riggs, what are you drinking?
I have the house beer tonight. Flying Dog's Snake Dog in a bottle. In a bottle.
Doge.
If you're gonna seek them out, get them in a bottle. Don't get them in cans. Snake Dog in bottles.
Unless you're by a pool or on a boat.
Yeah. Bottles don't belong in three places: on a boat, by a pool, or in a hockey locker room. Because when a glass bottle breaks, it leaves glass pieces, shards, if you will, all over the place. And generally, if you're in those environments, you might be barefoot at some point. So no bottles in those places.
No glass.
That said, Aaron, what do you have?
I have a remnant from the Pond Hockey Tournament from Wallen Pawpack Brewing Company, a Pawpack Cream Ale. A snack pack cream ale.
That joke never gets old.
Never gets
No, it will never get old.
Did we report on the pod that we received a distinction from the pond tournament?
We were awarded post-tournament best uniforms with the Zubaz, and then actually the one they sent in the email was the crema in gold colored jerseys.
The crema.
Yeah.
Gold.
You can't just say cream, can you?
No,
it's
can't.
crema.
Cream, it's crema.
Crema. But yeah, those were selected as jerseys. Tourney.
There's a bit of controversy on the Book of Faces.
Okay.
About our superlative of best dressed at Wally Ice Fest.
Okay.
The team that we played in the first game contests this distinction. They are calling for a recount of the vote
Oh my.
in the best dressed race. One of the most outspoken members of that team, Johnny, I think you're very familiar with.
Go on.
He may be a person that you had a little bit of a conflict,
A literal run-in with
during the game. But I thought I would throw that out there.
Well, we all matched. So I think that's part of the shtick for usually any tournament you go to. If you're doing anything, best jersey, best uniform, best outfit, etc. Like it has to be a theme. Usually there's several matching components to your group or team, however you want to label it. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Yes, all of our pants matched.
Yeah,
there is that. That certainly worked in our favor.
I'd like to really focus on the pants in this discussion.
Really just drive that home.
because there were several teams that either had like a beer component or beers, brews, brouhahas, whatever you want to say.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
it's a beer league kind of event.
Yes.
Everyone's over 21, yada, yada, yada. So pants were dope. We had it. I'm already formulating ideas for next year because I have an odd feeling there will be many copying the bottoms of our unis. So, you know, if you're not doing anything to improve, you're stagnant. You're getting worse.
And I would add also that maybe don't just wear whatever pants you have on hand. Maybe
Gotta match your comrades.
maybe wear something that's different than what you would wear to the bar later. Perhaps something like that. Is that good?
That normally helps when you're trying to win best jerseys.
Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to.
Yes.
Not-
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We could probably leave it at that.
Okay. All right.
Anyway.
But I digress.
I was just, the I've got the Wall and Pack Green Ale in front of me here. I was thinking, was reminiscing to some tournament stuff. So I thought it was a good opener. But
Yes.
Yes. I think we should move on though. Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
We get any kind of swag with that?
The satisfaction. John gets the
Yes.
satisfaction of a jersey well designed.
Tom Ford over there.
Yeah.
I can dress you at any point.
There was a mention that if we do return next year, that there was some sort of prize awaiting us. But what I would say to that is, a year later, does it really matter? No.
I don't need any trivial things. I just have the memories I made with my friends.
That's right.
And the words I've said and laughs I've had at others' expenses and, in general. So I'm totally fine. I don't need anything. I don't need anything.
Right.
I got memories for a lifetime.
That's right.
So I don't go to a concert with my cell phone out. I don't do that.
You don't wear the band's T-shirt to the concert.
That's all. Yeah.
You're not.
You don't
that
do
guy.
that. Yeah. You don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't do that. So. Yeah, actually, last night we were already talking about I could possibly design a new logo for the or a new sweater for the Johnstown if we go, I guess, for the Polish Falcons. I was already making mock-ups today. I was like, yeah, we should do a black one. So
And the first mock-up looks sick, by
Sick.
the way.
It does.
Thank
look
you.
good.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. We won't reveal it, but it looks sick.
If that happens, I want to buy my own.
Yes. I want my own. I want to be able to just, have it and wear it
Yeah.
whenever I want.
Do lawn work, everything. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I want
Exactly.
to,
Exactly.
I don't want to hack down the grass in it. I should be allowed to.
Yeah. Walk my dog. Do anything I want in it. Yeah.
Paint my kitchen. Whatever.
Maybe not paint.
Hey, it'd be my jersey. I could do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's true. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't think I would, but it's that freedom of knowing that I could if I wanted to.
Yes. But all right, we're getting into a danger.
We're getting into an area here. We are die fucking gressing.
Yes, we're getting into an area. Yeah.
So they had the Stadium Series game.
Yeah.
I caught the first and second period of it, and it looked a lot faster than the New Year's Day game. That's for sure.
Well, I think only one team looked fast.
Yes, one team looked very fast. One team looked like
An aging core.
yes, or I was gonna say they looked like they went out the night before.
Oh,
Which is dope. Which is dope.
And didn't recover in time for the 8 p.m. Saturday night game. But yeah, I mean, cool venue, college football stadium, 60,000 seat building, plus standing room only, plus whatever they did to get more people in. Who know? I didn't see the final number. I guess it was close to 60,000, something like that. But cool environment.
Yeah.
The outdoor games are always awesome. We love them.
Ice quality held up.
Yeah, they despite the weather on Thursday and the rain on Friday, looked like the ice was decent pretty fast. The ice was actually better than the outdoor college game in Cleveland with Ohio State and Michigan, where they were pulling up chunks of ice that
God.
that were coming out of the surface.
Yeah, they had to stop the first period early, right?
No, the
Yeah.
second period.
Yeah, one of the periods they stopped it early and fixed it.
Yeah.
Did they have any blown ankles?
No, it was actually a really good game. That game was a way better game than the NHL game. Yeah, Washington is an embarrassment right now. They look terrible. they look awful. I would say this about Carolina. They're very fast. They control the puck. They're very good in their own end. I think they need a goal scorer. They need a finisher on the power play. If they get that, they're a top 4 contender.
Well,
for the
so
cup.
Patches was supposed to be part of that.
Right. And that's why I'm saying this.
Yeah.
Because I think he was supposed to be that guy, right?
Yeah, because you could pencil him in on a normal year for 20, easy.
Right.
Without
and also
question.
he's on your power play and he's that guy, right? And he re-injures the Achilles. There's some rumors about maybe they rushed him back or whatever from the tear. Whatever. I'm sure the doctors cleared it. He came back and then re-injured it.
Whoopsie.
So with the deadline cup with the
Can you imagine the doctor was like, wait, the first? Oh, I meant to say the 21st. Oh, I always do that. He's like, I always do that.
You got the hands up. Whoops. My bad.
Whoops.
But with the deadline coming up, I think they need to go after somebody that can finish for them, especially on the power play. I think that would go a long way for them. Everywhere else, and yeah, there's probably a lot of hype around the game. And when you're watching the game under the lights and the spotlight of that single game in the regular season, I get it. There's that, whatever color glasses that you're looking through while you're watching that. But I think that team, if they get that finisher, they're top 4 contender for the cup for sure.
I mean, as it stands, they are number 2 in the East and top of the Metro, with a bunch of games. Well, a few games in hand. So they're yeah. I'd say that they're in the top 4 possibly right now, and
yeah,
they're looking
Absolutely.
very, very good.
Now all roads are going to lead through Boston.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Who have slowed a little
they have
from their early clip, but
they have,
still.
but
They got 90 points today.
but
Yeah,
also
right.
do they understand maybe the situation that they're in, and they can kind of like, we're gonna play the games, but we can kind of let off the gas a little bit. Not, no team's ever gonna admit to that, but I think that happens.
Well, I
Right?
think there's like
Sure.
those drives, like let's say you're on the back end of a, road trip or even a double or something, like we're down 2-1, 5 minutes left. Let's not grind it. Let's just keep doing the lines, see what happens. Like, not in a bad way. Not that they don't want to win, but it's more like, especially when you get to game like 75, 76, 77, leading up to that time, there's like a little, not gas let off, because that's a wrong word, but like kind
Right.
of like, I'm going to put myself in X amount of situations, but I don't want it to be 140% effort, because I'd rather spend that in round 1, round 2. Some of those guys are probably thinking even longer term than that, with kind of, because this is one of the first years too, like in a long while, I feel like the East is very open, and the West too. Like Colorado is really banged up. Lando just started skating like today.
Yeah.
And it's not even guaranteed he has a timetable to come back yet. They've had a ton of injuries.
Gale's out, right?
Yeah, he's out too right now. So, I mean, it's kind of open. Like, that's why a lot of people are talking about, like, Vegas could do something crazy at the deadline because Stone has back issues again. If you're Edmonton, you kind of got to think, like, maybe we should swing for the fences. We haven't done it. We're in a playoff spot. We have the 2 best players pretty much in the league. I mean, for the most part, they really do. Like, so how many of those years are you going to waste? I mean, the only thing that's questionable, I guess, about Edmonton is it was supposed to be Jack Campbell holding down the crease, but Skinner's doing it. So the West is very wide open. If you're the East, like, I like what Toronto did with Ryan O'Reilly and Noel Acciari. Like, that's good, but Matt Murray's been kind of meh. Samsonov's not bad, but it's Toronto, so there's that negative connotation to him. And then, too, like, Tampa will be there. Pittsburgh and Washington, they're kind of meh. Carolina's decent, like you said.
I think Pittsburgh and Washington are both on a like downward trend right now.
Yeah, they both are.
Both on a
They both
slide.
are.
Lost like 4 or 5.
Right now, they're both not going to make it.
Hold that thought right there. We got to pay the bills real quick. Here's a quick message from our sponsor. See you in a second.
Shouldn't having conversations with your money be easy? Like easier than pronouncing Worcestershire? Nope, Worcester. Huh, Worcestershire. Worcestershire. Oh, man. Yeah, there's no way anyone gets that on the first try. F&M Trust is here to help you have better conversations with your money. Our business banking relationship managers deliver the personalized service and speedy responses that help your small business do big things. Go bank it easy at fmtrust.bank. Member FDIC. Worcestershire. Worcestershire?
Pittsburgh's math's better because they have games in hand. But I was saying to somebody last night jokingly, because they were like, "Oh, they have 5 games in hand." I'm like, the games in hand only mean something if you win. If you don't, it doesn't matter.
If you win them. Yeah.
Did you see him tonight?
Yeah, because in span of 4 days, they played the Islanders twice, blew both of those games in regulation, and that was a team
points
behind them. That could have been an 8-point swing for them. Because it's games in hand, full 2 points in regulation you needed. And not just that, you ate up 2 games in hand against the team that's chasing you, and you lost 4 points.
Not just chasing you, have now passed.
Islanders, exactly.
Are in the wild card slot, and Pens do not have. They're in slot number 9.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're outside looking.
Yeah, because Florida, because they passed or they got whatever.
They have.
They're like
Pens have games in hand, like you said, but you got to win them. You got to win them against the right teams too. The Islanders were the team to beat, and they did not.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, both games Pittsburgh came out, and they were great in the first. Both games, just like controlling play, getting shots. I mean, I think they had like 20 shots in the first period.
Yeah, like Eric said, today they got goalied. But
yeah, they got goalied. They got goalied tonight.
Yeah.
Sorokin
47 shots or something crazy.
Yeah, Sorokin took it from him. Like,
well, I'm looking at it too in the next week. So let's just go week. They play Edmonton, St. Louis, Tampa, Nashville, Tampa, and then Florida on the Saturday after the trade deadline.
Oof.
That, I mean,
some tough East games.
Those are some tough East games,
West
but especially
So
like the Florida game is massive. And the problem with that is that's the day after the trade deadline.
well, yeah.
So you gotta figure that out prior.
Here's the question, right? Like, what are you gonna do if you're Washington or Pittsburgh now, and you're sitting at 9 and 10,
Mhm.
right? What are you gonna do at the trade deadline? Are you selling or are you buying? Do you think
We're just standing pat.
Do you think you have it, right? And you just need one or two players, or are you thinking that we don't have it and we're not even going to make the playoffs, let alone like be
Yeah.
competitive?
Well, the Caps, they're
And-
talking about possibly what? Getting rid of Mantha, and with the UFA of Orlov, there's talks
Yeah.
that they may just jettison him.
Oh, forget forwards. The 6 defensemen that they had dressed on for the Stadium Series on Saturday are all free agents at the end of the season. So
Yeah.
Oh boy.
like
Oh boy.
you have to you have to decide in the next, what's today, the 20th, so you've got less than 2 weeks here to decide what you're going to do. Are you going after a rental? Are you going after somebody with term because you're going to have room next year? Are you not, and saying, you know what, we're just going to hold with what we have and go forward, and hopefully we get a wild card spot and we get into the dance and then see what happens. Hopefully we get healthy by then. Carlson started skating, apparently, not with the team, but whatever. Like, it's all these decisions, right? And even like with Pittsburgh, like,
Oh, yeah.
what do you do, right? Like, what you finally get Jari back. He actually, I thought they played really well. I thought he looked good.
He made one bonehead play and it cost him.
Right,
But but that could be a timing thing, and
right,
first
also
night
his
back. I get
first
it.
game
Yeah.
back. You're right. Like,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
thought they actually looked really good watching the game. And what do you do? Like, do you move somebody? Do you move a bottom 6 guy and a pick to get somebody back to help you, get over the hump and get that wild card spot secured? Or, I just don't, that those decisions by GMs have to be some of the most difficult.
And that's also with the ownership too.
Yeah.
They talk before that. I mean, that's
Yeah, are we in it or not, right? And
Yeah.
are we putting in the investment with our player assets now to try and get something back, in April, right? And yeah, that's I can't imagine.
I think you said it before though. If you have a Crosby or an Ovi,
Right.
you got to go for it,
Right.
right?
So
I mean,
my personal opinion is,
yes,
if you have an Alex Ovechkin
yeah,
and you have a Sid Crosby, then you are a buyer, right? If you're close, like they're sitting at 9 and 10 right now, right?
right.
So if you're sitting at that right now, then you go for it. So if I know that I need scoring help as, a Washington team, or I need probably to help on the blue line for Pittsburgh, because I think they're set up front.
Right.
Like, are you going for those type of players? And or are they even available? One, but then are you going for those type of players? And then what are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up, I don't even know. Like, with Washington's case, yeah, Mantha's probably somebody, mostly because he hasn't fit in, and
I think he needs a change of pace, and he has potential.
He could probably help someone else in a different situation, because I think he's a good player. I actually like him.
Yeah, big body.
Yeah. And but big body, hands, uses his frame, right? But just doesn't fit in with, the lineup or whatever they're trying to do, right? And and that kind of thing.
I think if you're the Pens, you sell Zucker. His value's never going to be higher. I hate saying it.
I was gonna say his name, but I also think like they're gonna need him.
That's the only caveat. Like, I think you can get a decent haul for him. Like maybe some guys in your bottom 6 to help. And then maybe, I hate saying it, but give Kapanen another chance in the top 6.
But I would give,
because I like Kapanen. I really do. But
I would move Kapanen in some kind of like weird multiplayer, multi-pick deal.
There was some talks
over moving Zucker.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. But like I'm saying more, if you're gonna try and get like a player or two, Zucker's the guy because his value is not going to be higher.
Yeah.
He can play with very talented players and also play in a bottom 6,
And he plays physical.
he plays physical. Yeah, he was messing up with Johnson tonight on the Islanders, which like I was saying, I was watching it with my other half before, and she's like, that guy's really big. I'm like, yeah, he would pound the hell out of Zucker. Like, what is he doing? But I appreciate that. Like, I like the fact he's drawing, like he's competitive. But there was talk that Kapanen for Puljujarvi in Edmonton, because they both need changes of pace, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it, but I'm kind of like, I don't think like the Pens need another potential project. Like they need somebody who can come in now, like literally Ryan O'Reilly, and make a difference that night, you know?
My thing with Zucker too, like I feel like we've always gotten about 70% out of Zucker, you know?
No, I think this year he's been fine.
This year he's been better.
He was hurt a little bit, but
you know,
I
feel like for a couple years there, he was barely noticeable even. And he's a good player. Like he's got the potential to be a really good player. And I feel like he came out of Minnesota with really high stock and like really good value. And I just feel like we haven't gotten it out of him. If you ask me, I don't know, but that's my potential or my personal take on it.
He's kind of streaky.
Very much
true.
so.
Yeah, he's streaky.
Yeah. Because you're like, I don't know about this guy. And then he goes on a tear for like 3 or 4 games.
Most
and then
top
a lot of scorers are.
Yeah.
Most top 6 players are. Yeah.
he beat his points total in Penguins uniform this year. His most ever was 64 points when he had 33 goals. I don't know if he's going to score 33 anymore at the age of, what is he? He's 31. So not bad, but like, you know,
31. He's young
compared to us. Yes. he would have only probably had like 1 goal last night in Eric and I.
Yeah. He would have had, he only would have had 1 goal in a 28 total goal game.
We'll get there. We're
going to talk about that in a second. But I do want to say, like, just looking at the standings here, I don't mean to be doom and gloom, but
scary stuff, eh?
It's pretty grim for the Pens and the Caps right now.
But
it's grim.
Can we talk about Detroit and how they're
Yep.
I'm like 90.
Let's segue into that.
I'm like 90% convinced that they're gonna get a wild card spot here.
Big Mo.
Yeah.
Big Mo.
Yeah. Big Mo Sider.
Oh, I love him.
Yes. Get him in the playoffs, please.
Yep.
Part of me feels Buffalo can sneak in though.
Both of those teams are ahead of schedule though.
Oh yeah,
they're both
ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
But
you're right.
But all right, I'm fine with anyone being ahead of schedule and making the playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm 100% fine.
Yeah.
I think I hate saying it in this way, but I think it's kind of true. Caps and Pens need to make it. Yes, they really do. Florida really needs to make it after last year.
Yes, they do.
New York Islanders really do because they just got Bo Horvat, signed Barzal. They're in that arena, so like it helps them very much.
Yeah, but nothing would make me happier
than them not.
Another failure for Lou.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True.
But I think out of all the teams outside of like Ottawa's probably not going to make it. They're close, but they're not. So we already know
they're not there yet.
So let's just say not Buffalo and Detroit. For those 2 teams, not just the hockey ops thing, it would be a business decision for them to go to the playoffs because the fan bases are super eager for it. If you're Detroit, you're in that Little Caesar Arena, which is a gorgeous arena from everything I've seen.
Dude,
Never
it's
seen a
Hockey
game
Town.
there. Hockey
Hockey
Town,
Town.
USA, exactly. And Buffalo, like, they're removed from the Jack Eichel thing. All the returns are good. You know, Tage Thompson, all the kids are like kicking ass.
Dude,
Buzzing.
sports market and hockey market, like
Exactly.
there might be none better.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's-
Sabres
you know.
Mafia. Let's go. I mean,
Right.
come on.
Yeah. Come on.
I mean,
I tell you what, though, the East, the top seeds in the Atlantic and the Metro, the three that would get their spots, I don't think they're changing.
Juggernauts.
I don't
No.
see any of the four that are kind of in the fight for the wild card. And yeah, four, it's more like six. It's you probably kind of have to include Buffalo and Detroit in the conversation for the wild card fight at this point.
The East is
but-
like Thunderdome.
Yeah, the
Yes.
East is Thunderdome
Thunderdome,
for
yeah.
the wild card slots.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to get slaughtered by probably slaughtered by the top six teams in the East.
Except
Yep.
for Toronto.
Well, except Toronto, yeah.
I do have this to say about the Eastern Conference. I only trust looking at the top six, okay, of the Metro and Atlantic. I only trust 2 goaltenders out of the 6.
Only 2 of those, huh?
So you trust
The Rags and Tampa.
You
That's
trust Shesterkin and Vazzy.
Vass. Okay.
Yeah.
Where you're going into the series and you're like, we have the better goaltender. Doesn't matter. All the like
I'll
Freddie
agree with
Anderson, meh. Allmark, I like him. I like what I've seen, but I don't
It's
know.
a good team in front of them. That's what I mean.
And VTech, like I get him in Jersey. I like him. I think he's good, but also like
are they ahead of schedule?
that's
Yep.
the other thing. I
Yep.
think they're ahead too.
Okay.
They're ahead of schedule, but they're 79 points.
Yeah, I think.
But think about it. How
I
much
think
do
they're
they
a
bank?
very-
They bank.
I think-
They bank. I think they're a very good team. I'm not saying they're not.
Very
That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're very good. They
They
got
got
up to
37 wins in 56 games. They're ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that,
Yeah.
but like in the playoffs, it's a different beast. They skate really well. They move the puck. Jersey's great. Toronto, I like some of their forward mix because now they can change the depth. But like Murray and Samsonov are your goalies. I'm not saying they're bad.
It's not even that.
It's
Have
just
they done anything on the back end?
not yet.
It's
And I don't
the
think
same-
they can at this
It's
point.
the same 6 dudes, man.
Yeah, it's the
like-
same 6 bros going out there.
Yeah. Like
What was Alan Walsh's tweet about
Oh, I don't
the
know,
Calgary
dude.
Flames?
Oh,
The
my
definition
God.
of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. CC Calgary Flames.
Well, that's an Einstein quote. But yeah.
BCC Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah.
BCC.
Yeah. But yeah, Riggs, did we score goals last
Yeah,
night?
let's talk about goaltenders.
Do we have some Gino?
Yeah, speaking about goaltenders you trust, do you
I
what do you see in our league?
Well, we had a substitute goaltender because our goaltender was away at kids hockey. I believe John's team had their regular goaltender
Standard goalie.
last night, and
You
between
might
the
not
two-
have known.
between
If you hit the
Score
net,
enough.
if you
Right.
hit the net, you had a 60% chance of
yeah,
scoring.
28 goals total between the two teams. John's team won.
How many
6
total shots do you think there was in the game?
Oh, geez.
We had
29?
27. We had
I mean-
27. They probably had 24. I don't know. Like I felt because I felt like there was a lot of like puck battles and like change of possession in terms of shots. Like I feel like
So
yeah.
when I don't know about you guys, we didn't talk about it after the game, but I don't know about your team, John, but our team after or even during the game and then after the game, we felt like it was actually a decent game. Like there was a little bit of flow, there was a little bit of pace.
Many whistles.
Well, because of all the goals. But
Yeah.
we felt like it was actually a decent game. Like despite
We each had 8. So
despite
that helped
the,
too.
despite the outcome. Like
Exactly.
but it was John's team 16, the team that I play for 12, 28
28 total goals. Oh my gosh. Save percentages be damned.
You got to remember some of the goals, if you recall, were scored beyond the 3-point arc. So
Yes.
they count for 3 points.
They count for 3 points.
They
Yeah.
count for 3
Yes.
points.
Yes. Yeah.
Aaron's in the background. It was only 5-2. Like
It
it's
was
bullshit.
5-2.
Yeah, it was only 5-2. It's bullshit. No. It was like kind of comical because we were like, man, it feels like it's moving, but then like, I mean, I would love to maybe figure out like with that. I mean, 60 minutes. So like every 2 minutes, we were almost stopping for a goal.
No,
And that's-
40.
and that's-
no, we played
45.
45
Oh yeah, we
minute
played 48
games.
minutes. We played 48 minutes.
45.
So it's
It
even
was
less than that.
every
You're right.
minute and a half or so.
Yeah, every minute.
Yeah.
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 We're stopping for a goal. But yeah, it
That's
was kind of
insane.
funny.
we were joking going off the ice that that late game was gonna finish before us because of all the goals that we had.
Exactly.
All the stoppages.
like
The other thing that was kind of funny is all the players were constantly making jokes with
yes.
among ourselves,
Yes.
not including the goalies, about how
That's-
everything was
yes,
going.
Well.
Yes. We didn't talk to them at all.
Like it was just
Well, it sounds like it was a fun game, though, honestly. Scoring goals is fun. Everybody loves to score goals. Especially,
Yeah.
it sounds like a couple of the guys on one of the teams, one of the guys who doesn't score that often, had 5 or 6
He had
or something?
4. He had 4.
Oh, my gosh.
He
which
had
we were
4.
like all
I yelled-
ecstatic for.
I
him.
yelled
We
at
were
him.
Yeah,
ecstatic
that's
for
great.
him.
I
Yeah.
yelled at him after the second goal because he he celebrated after the second goal, and I was like, hey, do you want the puck? Go tape it up, put it on your mantle.
Hate,
Be
hate,
more,
hate, hate,
be
hate,
more,
hate.
be
Yeah,
more
hate, hate,
excited.
hate.
I was like,
Yeah.
be more excited next time. Then he got the third one. He put his arms up. I was like, you idiot.
Hey, he probably doesn't score that many hat tricks. Let him have it.
Yeah, well, scoring goals against shitty goalies is fun. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. It's a far cry from when your two teams met last time, when it was a really tight
4-3.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4-3.
Very, very different scoreline.
Yeah.
Fast. The last game that I saw you guys play, it was fast and like we said it on the pod. It was like you two were in teams in a different league from me and Daniel and Ross.
It feels like that when we play the other teams, kind of.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
I didn't say it.
Redraft.
I didn't say it.
All right, that'll do it for episode 132. As always, thank you so much for your listen. And hey, if you're looking for more Beers and a Lot content, come join us on the Discord server at beersandalot.com/Discord. Me and the guys and a bunch of listeners are there, basically just talking hockey all the time. So come join us on what's basically the Beers and a Lot hockey group text. We'll see you there. beersandalot.com/Discord. And we'll see you next week with a new episode. They drop every Wednesday. So until then, have a good one. See ya.